Hi, Siri Spontia here. I am a digital mapping graduate student at the University of Kentucky. And this is a short video presentation for the contest submission for the North American Cartographic Information Society 2022 Digital Mapping Competition. My project is about mapping the extent of the Roman Empire and telling a story about a particular engineering marvel, the Roman roads and the road network itself. Without this road network, the empire would never have been able to grow and spread its influence as it did. I used QGIS to create the GeoJSON map polygons and included data in the attribute table for use in Leaflet, which the map uses, and JavaScript. So as you can see here, there's a sequencing on this part of the attribute table, and that's going to use I'll show where it expands as a slider over time. And with that, other data gets fed to it, like certain events, who's the ruler at the time, as well as the year string itself. Here I use some nifty JavaScript ninja skills to tie all the data into one singular file. The GeoJSons, unfortunately due to their larger file size, was not the optimal solution for the web, especially for mobile apps. So I converted the GeoJSON to a TopoJSON to reduce the file size to roughly 10% of the original. I used an online application for that using Map Shaper.
Okay.
All right, again, here we have the map itself. There's some visual affordance, as we can see here with the highlight as you mouse over. And if you click on it, for example, we have Dacia, which is old Roman province of modern Romania today, and that's when it reached that time during about 102 AD. As you can see, there's additional information as well, some pictures, and each zone has that as well. On the left-hand side, we have the key events, and that scrolls back. So starting at 500, and zooming in, we can see how the network, or the extent of the empire slowly moves out over time. Okay, and on the right-hand side, we have a map legend. Again, these things toggle if you want to see the full map. And on the top right-hand side, we can change the map base layers. So here we have the DARE map, which is coming out of the University of Sweden, Gothenburg, and they have the old Roman road network templated on there. But if you wanted to see what the modern map outlines look like, you can choose the National Geographic option. Or if you just want a plain terrain map, you can do that as well. So I actually created this terrain map in Mapbox to emphasize the mountainous terrain and really highlight some of the issues that some of the old shapefiles had. And I talked about that in more detail in this block here. There's an information tab with the book icon, and you can actually read more about what I just mentioned here with some of the old files. It also has like a more detailed map key and everything else associated with the first DARE map. One thing about this mapping project, I've made sure that it worked on all the major browsers. So on the left-hand side of the screen, this is templated out of Chromium, which Chrome uses, Brave uses, and Safari uses, so most of the browsers. And on the right-hand side, very much the same, only slight visual differences, but otherwise you can't really tell. This is for Firefox-based browsers. Again, as I mentioned before with the mobile apps, so here we have like a tablet view of it, where it's very much similar to the desktop application, where you can hide the features you don't want. You can scroll around to the different times and see the extent, as well as change the layers as you see fit. But also it works on smaller devices, such as here we have an iPhone SE, small tablet device. Some of the stuff falls off on a small screen. So for example, the legend and the key events would clutter the screen too much. And there's certain breaks in it if you look at the responsive portion here. As I increase the screen size, these features get added on automatically. As you decrease, they disappear, so not to clutter the screen. So it is designed for both mobile and desktop. Of course, maps always benefit from a larger screen anyway, which is pretty standard for all maps. And that pretty much concludes my brief presentation, again representing the University of Kentucky. Till next time, happy mapping.